everybody, it's Christine. It's time for day 12 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. This one's by Sandra Lee. Oops, sorry about that. We got a couple of photos here, 3x4. And then she's kind of got this nice little, like, horizontal, 3 papers. And then a couple of verticals. And she's got embellishment, 1, 2, 3 here. I guess that's really title, right? That's title is here. So, versus maybe embellishment. I mean, it's kind of, I guess you could put like a title / embellishment. But anyway, that's the sketch. And what I've got here is, it was a Scrap Room Flavors of the Month. And it is Color Play Serendipity. Y'all, if anybody knows the difference, I don't know why I know it's Color Play and Photo Play must go together some kind of way because they have the same kind of thing. But I don't know the difference unless it's the types of papers. I'm not really sure why they have 2 different names. But anyway, it's kind of a birthday type deal because it's got birthday here. And this was the best day. There's no back on this one. This is like a title sheet. And then this is the cute papers that go with it. I love this, always, always. And it looks kind of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So I've got 2 pieces of paper. So I'm guessing I'm going to have to, well, no, I have this one. I just missed this one. Look at that. 3 pieces of paper. So cool. Got plenty to work with here. Plus my little embellishments. Look at that. And then my birthday pictures, these are my pictures. Now, the only bad thing, which kind of upsets me just a little, is the lighting is so different. So it's a little bit strange from the colors, but it's so bright and colorful. I think it's fine. I think this is cute. I'm going to try to figure out somebody to use that. Anyways, that's the pictures I'm going to do. That's the layout. That's the sketch. So give me just a moment and I'll get back on camera once I've cut these up and figured out my layers here. All right, gang. So the first thing I do, I think it's the first thing because I don't know if I've done the other. I do gut that diagonal stripe, but I don't know if I've done that yet or not. But the first thing I do is I do decide to use this blue floral as the pieces that she showed on her sketch as the kind of top and bottom little split pieces. Now I've cut them the right width and I've cut them a little bit. I think I cut them at 5 inches because I'm going to cut them in half so that the top and the bottom, it looks like a single piece behind everything, but it's actually not. Okay, here's where I'm actually gutting the diagonal stripe. I'm going to end up taking and deciding. I don't think I knew I was going to do that initially. I thought I might have to use that as one of the layers. And then after I started kind of like counting and thinking and looking, I realized, no, I'm going to have enough without it. So I went ahead and gut this. And I will end up using, I don't know that I used the rest of the diagonal stripe. It's got the cute little word paper on the back, and I know initially I had it in my head to use it, but I don't think I actually do. Now I don't remember, and y'all, that's been a couple of hours ago, so I can't remember. It's real funny when you're making these things. I have like multiple thoughts, right? You're going to kind of go one direction, and then you change your mind or this or that, and it's sometimes hard to remember which direction you ended up going until you sit and look at it again. I am going to trim that white piece of paper down by a 1/2 inch so that it's got, you can see the little diagonal stripe on it. But for the moment, I'm like, okay, I've got the blue floral, and she had a polka dot. There's not a polka dot, so I'm going to use that green floral there as that polka dot piece on the sketch. And then I used the solid green instead of the plaid. I thought to use the plaid, but it just didn't look right on the green. So I'm going to use the solid green, and then I'll use the plaid as the layer behind the photos. So you're kind of seeing me get this all together. Now I'm going to glue these pieces down here. And then when I start assembling my layers all together, I'll realize they're too far apart, and I will end up moving them closer together, which is kind of sad because I even used my T-square and everything. Oh, well. Anyways, I'm going to glue these down. I have split them, so you can see the bottom parts down there where I've kind of done the top-bottom thing. And I'm going to end up kind of gluing all this stuff down. I think I cut away. I don't really remember, y'all. I don't know that I make y'all sit and watch me glue this down. It does take me a long time. This layout didn't take me a long time, I'm going to tell you. It took me, I don't know, maybe 30, 45 minutes. I was kind of pleased. I actually ended up with splatters, too. I'll add those at the end. Now, she doesn't show that in her sketch, but when I started looking, I was like, I kind of have to have some splatters. But you'll see that in just a minute. Also, I showed you guys that sheet of cut-aparts, right? So it's got the kind of title pieces where it's like, love it, and something about the best day or something like that. And then there's even little tags with this collection. Y'all, I don't use a single one of those. I thought about it. I even cut them up. I fussy cut the tags out. I had everything ready to go, but just nothing was going to work. It just didn't work with the sketch. So here's where I'm going to move these little pieces in just so that they're not... What happened was they were the same
distance apart where the lines matched up with that green, and that was not how she had that on the sketch. So I had to move them in so the edges didn't match. It wasn't going to look right otherwise. So that's why I'm making those narrow. See how it's now narrower than the solid green there? And then I'm going to glue my little layer down here. And then now the photos, I'm going to cut away in a second because I will mat them on white cardstock and I will put them up on foam. So I want to give them a little dimension so you'll kind of see that. I was really pleased though. One of the little ephemera pieces was that little square, and it's something about today's a great day or something like that. Sorry, I'm not looking at it. It's too little. It's perfect because in her sketch, she had a little title in the middle down there, and I wasn't 100% sure what I was going to use. And then that little thing right there works just perfectly. Now I will have to put a little bit of foam on the bottom, and then of course I'm going to glue it to the photos. Now I've also pulled out some stuff from Stash, y'all, because the ephemera that came with this just wasn't going to be right. It didn't go with the sketch. It wasn't right. So I set it aside. I tried to use some of it. I actually played with it before I turned the camera back on. I'm like, nope, it's not going to work. So I got into my Chamel. It's the one with the mermaids and the unicorns and whatnot. And I'm like, this is the unicorn. There's a unicorn in here. So that's going to be where like one of her butterflies was. And then there's also like a little camera and like a little thing. And so I'm just going to make this Chamel stuff work. And then I also have on the right-hand side over there some thickers, like the slick enamel title type things. And there's a butterfly on that sheet. So I'm going to grab one of those. That's what I'm talking about right there. There's a little journaling spot, the little camera. And that's going to go right there. And I got my unicorn on the right-hand side. And I put that butterfly there as well. So I kind of put a couple of butterflies. I'm going to put the other little shiny butterfly on the unicorn. And then I'm going to also I'm going to find a disco ball, y'all. There's a disco ball on a little sticker sheet on the right-hand side. I don't recall some of these makers, y'all. My apologies. But I'm going to find a little disco ball because this was my birthday, y'all. I think I've scrapbooked this before, so if you've watched my channel, you may recognize it. This was my 50th birthday, and we had a unicorn party. I did have unicorn hats. Now, the women tended to put them on. The men tended to put them on and then take them off. I guess they just felt like unicorns weren't manly enough, which they need to read up on a little bit more unicorn lore because they have powers. I'm just saying. Anyways, we had a unicorn party. I had a unicorn outfit on. You can see my little unicorn little picture thingy. It's all kind of cute. Anyways, I got the little butterfly on top of the unicorn. I got my little disco ball. I will add a little star on the square at the bottom. I'll add 2 little stars, actually. I think this is where... Oh, I just got my Nuvo glue out, y'all. I'm just going to glue some of this stuff down real quick. Because it doesn't... Well, first off, the ephemera doesn't have any sticky anyway. But even the sticky puffy thingies are going to have a little glue. And then I put a little foam up underneath the one wing of the butterfly here. And I don't think I put any foam underneath anything else. Oh, wait. So sorry. I do. The little camera. I'll put foam underneath that. And I will have to add a little something. When I put the stars down the little title block down there, I'll end up having to put a tiny bit of foam on the right-hand side because I put a star that's just, it's kind of off the side a little bit. And if I didn't do something, it wasn't going to lay right. So you'll see that in just a minute too. All right, so here's where I got my little unicorn. I really like that little unicorn. That's my last one. I'm assuming I could find it if I had to, but she's so cute. And I had to shift her over because I put her too far. I needed her touching the disco ball. It was going to look weird without her touching the disco ball. And then there was these cute little hearts. This was the Simple Stories, like a Valentine collection, I think from last year. And it had these cute little hearts with these cute little faces. So I put a couple of those down up in the upper part up there. And, yep, there's the gold one. I had like a pink one, and then there's like a yellowy one. And I'll glue those down too. And that's going to look really cute. I don't really journal. I actually have a whole other, I know I do. I'll have to go find them, but I have other layouts about my birthday here. But this one just seemed to go well, which is funny because I picked it because of the birthday, like cut aparts and stuff in the collection. And then I end up using absolutely nothing that said birthday, y'all. I even went into my scrap rack. I have a little section that says birthday, but I've used basically everything in there as well. I need to go through all my stash. I think I've kind of called out quite a bit of it, and now what I do have left, I don't know that I really care to have anymore. I need to go through that stuff, y'all. And I think this is where I'm adding that little tiny bit of foam underneath that little right-hand star because I use a tiny little piece, y'all. And then I'm going to end up pulling out I pull out a pink Lindy Stamp Gain. I think it's cotton candy. And I will pull out not nitrous oxide. Oh my goodness, y'all. Distress oxide in like a lavender. My sister had come in. She was about to head off to work. And I said, what color should I use for my sprinkles? And she said, pink and purple. And I said, okay, pink and purple. Because I guess I did have purple, at my birthday and everything. So there's my Lindy Stamp Gain. I'm just going to kind of sprinkle it around. And then I'm in a second going to get you can see that lavender Distress Oxide over there. And I'm going to use my little media mat here on the side. And I'm going to kind of just squish it onto the mat. And then I'll get a little paintbrush with water and just kind of swirl it around and get a little bit of sprinkles and stuff. I might should have on the pink used a paintbrush because I was having trouble kind of controlling where my splatters were going. And I get them all over my desk, y'all. I need to clean my desk periodically because it definitely goes everywhere. I need some baby wipes. Y'all. I got to order some of those. Anyways, here's where my little sprinkles are going. And I like that. I think that looks really cute. And I think this turned out real cute. Like I said, even though I intentionally picked this collection because it had birthday stuff in it, I didn't use any of the birthday stuff, y'all. And I forgot to record a slowdown, too. So my apologies. Here's the still shots. It'll be on Instagram, too. So if you want to kind of go over there and zoom in on it with your fingers, that'll be great. Check out the playlist. Tons and tons of layouts by now, I'm certain. And we will see you tomorrow. Bye.